Hey, Bushcraft family here today on Morning Talk. And as always, this is Friday, so it is Red Shirt Friday. As you can tell by the little border right over there, um, remember everyone deployed. A little update on my son. He's still overseas, um, but he's not in the very bad place. I I don't want to say where he's at. It's just one of those things about being in the army and whatnot, military. But he's back at a safe base. He's not in as much danger as he was uh, a few weeks ago. So that is good. The next subject, before we get started on our main subject, is I have been getting a lot of comments about the last morning talk. Well, not the major one, not the silly prepper quiz, about stores shutting down and stuff. Yes, stores shut down in Texas during that storm, and that's the storm I was talking about. And I know certain people have food on their shelves and certain people don't. The main purpose of that video was to try to instill in people that are not prepping yet that this could have happened to you in your state. And for those who didn't prep, had a very hard time. Even those who did prep have had a hard time with no power, no electric, no heat, stuff like that. That was the main purpose of that video. Um, Enough on that subject. That's the main purpose of that video. Just like the main purpose of a lot of my videos are to try to get more people enticed in preparing for bad stuff that may happen. And it could be your water pipes bust and you have to get water from your water storage, stuff like that. But today we're going on Morning Talk. We're going a little bit different. Um, in this being, I've done a story about this before. Cell-based meat. Um, the last time I did this story, that was last year, I do believe, and they were talking about um, the Philippines. They may It's already approved for them to sell cell-based chicken. They already sell the chicken nuggets and stuff, and some say it was supposed to be coming to the United States soon. Well, here, let's go ahead and switch this over. It seems like this is going to be a bit sooner than anyone anticipated. Um, Now, this website I do go and get a lot of my research from, and they're not somewhat political and stuff like that. They could care less what's going on with who's in the White House and whatnot. They report about food, and they have multiple sites. They have one for grocery stores, and they have one for restaurants and just main food. And it's Food Drive. Um, Anybody can go check them out themselves. I tend to not put links into my videos, my descriptions, because um, I get a lot of flack from it sometimes. There's always somebody that knows more than websites and the whatever. They know more than anybody else. And it seems like it's much easier for me to just to show it on video and say this site and that site and not post. I mean, I still get a lot of stuff back, but majority of everybody understands. But let's get on to the story here. Um, Now, this is their studies and stuff. Like a cell based meat could cause up to 92% less global warming. There's that thing again. 93% less air pollution and use up to 95% less land and 78% less water compared to the production it is now. Now, I'm not for the big meat industries, and the majority of our meat in the United States is not owned by anyone in the United States. Many of you guys know that the companies are owned by China. That alone is reason um, I would rather go to a farmer. It's a little bit difficult now than it was before COVID. Um, I still do get um, I used to have a farmer that I went to, and I had another family that would get um, go in with me, and we would split the meat down. We'd buy a half a cow. It would be butchered and all packaged up and everything. But now that I only have me and my son, it's really hard for me to come up with that money to get said beef or pork, depending on what we were after. So it's a lot harder for me now um, to get off food from a farmer. There are some times where um, I'll contact this farmer and ask him if he has like a quarter order or something like that. And sometimes he does. Sometimes he only sells a certain amount and then he has a little bit left over. Then I pick it up. But that aside, I'm not for the big industry for meat and stuff. Sometimes you don't have a choice. You have to go to the grocery store and get said meat. But I rather get it from local farmer or something like that. It's much better meat, tastes better, and all that stuff. But that being said, yes, I'm not for the big meat industry and stuff like that. On the other hand, I'm not for that cell based stuff. In a minute, I'll explain for those who not know what the cell based stuff is. Um, we'll go back down here. The two studies also found out by 2030, cost of cell based meat production could drop to $2.57 per pound based on scaling of renewable energy. The study, which uh, con- conduct a life cycle assessment and techno economy estimate of all mumbo jumbo stuff. But once they get to where they can make that cell based meat cheaper than the killing factories and whatnot, we're not going to see real meat on the counter or in the grocery store. If you do, it's going to be so much higher because they're going to be taxed and sanctioned and all that stuff to try to wheedle out that type of meat. Um, Now you're already seeing the plant based meat and stuff like that. Well, it wouldn't be called meat, but fast food restaurants they have plant based food burgers. I still can't call a plant a burger anyway, but you know what I mean. And you're seeing this stuff in grocery stores to where it's just plant based meat. I still don't know why they call it meat when it's not meat, but you know what I mean. Um, but anyways, you're seeing more and more of that. I don't have anything wrong with that. It's just expensive, and I mean, I don't know about eating something that's supposed to be meat, but it isn't meat. Then why would you call it meat? But anyway, um, for those, like I said, this is the story I had already did a video about. You can look it up. But cell-based meat became a reality to consumers last year when Singapore gave regulatory approval to cultured chicken bites, the chicken nuggets, um, made by U.S. company Eat Just. That's the name of the company, Eat Just. Several other companies say they are on the cusp of having cell-based meat products available for consumer and could potentially have some available this year 2021, as they work towards scaling up and gaining regulatory approval. Okay, for those who don't know what cell-based, let's go down here. Uh, Now, this isn't a very good video. I'm not going to play this video because don't want to give them any more advertising or anything that they already get. Compared to terms like free range and farm raised, lab grown, um, leaves a lot to the imagination when it comes to how cultured meat is made, but it is not as scary as it sounds. Well, first of all, okay, I'll explain how it's. Take a cow, for example. Scientists will use a cow's stem cells, the building blocks of muscle and other organs, to begin process of creating the cultured meat. The cells are placed in a petri dish with amino acids and carbohydrates to help the muscle cells multiply and grow. Once the muscle fibers have grown, the result is a meat that resembles ground beef. So basically, they take the cells from the cow, put it in a dish with amino acids and carbohydrates to basically feed it. It multiplies and multiplies, and they keep doing that until it's big enough to where they can slice it up, ground it up, or whatever, and call it meat. Which technically it's meat, but it's not. God didn't make that meat. Basically, it didn't come from Mama cow and Papa cow got together and made a baby cow and created life that way. Um, Anytime scientists get um, to where they're cloning things and stuff like that, I disapprove of that type of stuff. It's not normal, and it's just very irritating. But if we go down, um, yeah, when will grown meat, yeah, lab grown meat be available to buy? Science behind the production of lab grown meat haven't been available to make any promises about when it will be available at your local grocer, although some hope cultured meat products will hit shelves by 2021. So, guys, be on the lookout for your lab meat um, pretty soon. And once they get in big production, you're going to start seeing mandates and stuff about your own livestock and stuff. How many cows you can have on your property, how many pigs you can have, how many chickens and stuff like that. Um, and eventually, you're going to be getting fines for having too many cows, or they're using too much water, or pretty soon a family is not going to be able to have more than one or two um, animals on their property and stuff like that. That's just that. Now that's my opinion. Um, let's go ahead and switch this over. Like I said, that is my opinion, but um, it's been this way in the past and whatnot, and I really do think that once the cell based stuff comes about, um, eventually, like I said, if it's cheap enough that they're not using tons of land to feed these animals, and um, tons of water, and they're not pooping out gases and stuff like that, um, you're going to see less and less of one day driving down a country road. You're not going to see cows and chickens and stuff like that. And that's going to be a shame. It might not be in any time soon, but once that does come about, you're going to start seeing those mandates and restrictions and all that stuff. And they're going to raise, like if you have a cow, you're going to have to pay taxes on that cow to live on your property. And they're going to be, it's the way things are going now with, you're seeing it with boom booms, those things, and the things that go inside of them, the little things that go pew. You're seeing the taxes are ridiculous on that stuff, and that's their way of getting us to not have those things. And you're going to see that with our food, and it's I would never, when I was a kid, I would never thought that they would grow a hamburger in a dish. But guys, I'm gonna go ahead and let everybody go. Please like, share, comment. If you're not subscribed, please do so. If you do, please drop a comment. Say, hey, hello, I'm new, or whatnot. I'll give you a welcome and a howdy do and whatnot. It's just that way for YouTube to not take away that sub, because it happens quite a bit. So, other than that, guys, I will see you on the next video. I want to thank everybody for all your support. It warms my heart when I get a lot of feedback and stuff on these videos and stuff. It shows me somebody's actually paying attention out there. But until next time, guys, like always, God bless.